everybody, welcome here. I'm Lauren and this is Purpose Kitchen. Today we're going to be making mac and cheese. You can find the recipe right here. Alright, so let's get into it. First things first, before we start the recipe, we're going to preheat our oven to 350. So the first thing you're going to do before you start anything else is you're just going to soak your cashews in boiling water for 10 minutes just to soften them so when they go in the blender it just blends easier. So you're just going to pour your water just right over top of the cashews, covering all of them, and then just leave it for like 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab 1/4 of a cup of coconut oil and melt it in the microwave. So now you're just going to microwave it for 20 seconds. So just put that in there. So now that we've soaked our cashews, melted our coconut oil, we're just gonna put everything into the food processor. So we'll put the coconut oil in, 1.5 cups of vegetable broth, our nutritional yeast, our garlic powder, our onion powder, our apple cider vinegar, maple syrup, and last is the cornstarch. Now that our water is boiling, we're going to make our macaroni, and you're gonna let it cook for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, your pasta should be done. You're just gonna drain it. So now that you have blended your sauce, we're going to add broccoli to the sauce in your pan. So we're just gonna chop up some broccoli. These are just 2 small broccoli crowns, and we'll just give them a good chop. Alright, so now we're just going to kind of assemble our mac and cheese. So you're going to take what you put in your food processor and you're just going to put it right into the pan. And you're just going to let it simmer for about 3 minutes just to heat it up. It should thicken just with the use of cornstarch. We're going to throw our broccoli right into it. Stir that around. And we're going to add pepper, as much as you'd like. Alright, so as you can see, this has gotten a lot thicker from when we put it in. That's just from the cornstarch. So now it's ready to add our macaroni into it. So we're gonna do that. We're just gonna add a little bit at a time to make sure it's all evenly coated with your cheese. The reason why we chose nutritional yeast for this recipe is because it's extremely high in B12, which actually sustains your white blood cells, which helps with your immunity and exercise recovery. But we are sure that you won't be exercising after this meal. So what adds the cheesy flavor to your mac and cheese is that nutritional yeast, and we did put quite a bit in there. Okay, so our final step is we're gonna bake it. So we're gonna put it in a pan. Now we're just gonna sprinkle breadcrumbs on top of our mac and cheese, a generous amount, and then we're gonna add more pepper to the top. So now we're going to bake this for 20 minutes in the oven that we set at the beginning of this video to 350. 350, put that in there, and then we'll see you in 20 minutes. This is my favorite part of the whole video. I'm going to call my cutie patootie boyfriend to try this with me.
Thank you. So good.
Super good. Is it boyfriend approved?
It's boyfriend approved.
Boyfriend approved. Alright, thank you so much for joining us today. If you try this recipe, make sure to let us know, and have a great rest of your week.